Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. I'm going to be talking about another homeowner safety video, and I want to go and talk about having a first aid kit and why everyone should have a first aid kit. And one, one reason that brought it up is, well, I haven't been making videos a little over a week, and because I got sick, and so it brought to my attention. It's like, I should really make a first aid a video about this, what every homeowner needs, because some things that happen is, you don't get sick during the day, like halfway during the day when everything's open. It usually happens late at night or right when all the store closes. The Walmart that used to be open 24 hours is now open only like, till 10 or 11 o'clock or something like that. And, I thank God that we actually had some medicine and some stuff that we needed, in time, because we kind of had a pre-medical set. So, but before I get into this, I want to talk about, which I said in my last video, we hit 100 subscribers. So, I have a winner, and the winner is is up to $100 of smoke, a smart home gear. So that winner is Lenny. And congrats, Lenny. I just subscribed to you. You definitely are the winner, and I really thank you because you are a big support. You like our stuff, and you comment. And my next giveaway is for the 250 subscriber mark. And if you want to participate and join this, you have to comment on the videos, but you must comment on the videos so that way I could see who's really active and part of this. So if you comment on the videos, you get a chance to win. I'm gonna do something really big for the 250 subscribers. So as we keep going up, the prizes and the giveaway gets a little bit bigger and bigger. So if you have an idea of what you think the 250 subscriber giveaway should be, definitely post it on the bottom of this video. If you like the idea of a smart tech or something else, I like to keep it something home related because my channel is more geared towards the house. But put an idea down below. I definitely want to, I love giving stuff away, helping people out. But let's jump into the main reason. So check this video out.
Now, of course, we have stressed the importance of being sure that you're prepared for anything that Mother Nature sends our way. So how prepared are we?
Yeah, according to the CDC, nearly half Americans don't have emergency supplies, and over 40% don't have a basic first aid kit.
Brad Gear, a first aid expert and the CEO.
Now let's just pause right there. That's a huge thing. Like, a lot of people don't really have first aid kit, or if they buy one, they end up using it, and it's like they don't really restock their first aid kit. So that's a huge thing. Is to I always like have like maybe like every year, like when daylight savings come, you change the batteries on your smoke detector. Maybe it's a good time to also restock your first aid kit. But let's keep going. Let's see what they have to say.
CEO of Tri-C joins us this morning to tell us more about the importance of having first aid kits prepared and ready to go for any situation. Good morning to you, Brad.
Oh, good morning, Amanda. Yes, have a first aid kit not only in your home that's accessible, but have a first aid kit in your car and not in the trunk. As you said, 48% of all Americans don't have a first aid kit at home, but even more don't have a first aid kit in your car. So be prepared for inclement weather.
Yeah, so when it comes to getting your first aid kit, where exactly do you start and what do you need?
Well, Amazon, retailers like Walmart have first aid kits, but bandages, Dri-C is the world's only liquid indicating bandage. I've compromised this bandage so you see that it changes color. But have bandages, wipes, antibiotic ointments. If it's cold, have plenty of gloves, mittens, hats, and coats for not only you, but your loved ones, your children, and your elders.
Now, you mentioned we should have first aid kit inside our home and inside our cars, but how exactly should we store these kits?
We'll have a first aid kit in a bag such as you see here. Again, in your car, don't have them in the trunk. Have those first aid kits in an accessible area, and have multiple first aid kits at home, fire extinguishers. And remember, have a portable cell phone charger in case your power goes out. If you're out on the roads, make sure you have an emergency whistle. If you slip off the road down an embankment, you can whistle above to emergency responders so that they know you need help.
Wow, these are a lot of things I really haven't thought of before. So, Brad, what's the one thing?
So, let's just be honest. Like, 90, probably like 90% of the time you're not going to really need it. If you do need it, you're going to need probably like a Band-Aid. You get a paper cut, you get a cutting something in the kitchen, and you're going to need a Band-Aid. And you know that you could at least start with that. But every blue moon, something really bad happens, and you know, if you need an emergency, sometimes you might be in an area where you don't have signal. Sometimes you may be at a just situation where you need to act fast before, and you call 911. It may take 20 minutes for them to get there. It could take just 5 minutes, but you may need to have something and it's better to have a first aid kit, an emergency kit with you just in case in your home. And I recommend having, multiple places in your home. Make sure everyone knows where it's at, know what's in there. And, like the guy was saying, you could go on Amazon, you could get it pre-made, or you could make it yourself. But, if you get it like kind of pre-made, it could cost about $200 or more. Some as low as, $10 you get at Walmart. But I always recommend, it's probably better to make your own. Find out things that you're gonna, how to use. Think of random things you may use every once in a blue moon, like eyedroppers, or if you get a cut, you want to put something on it so that way it doesn't get infected. But you are the master of what of your home, and you know what you need more. And this is not a doomsday prepping bag. This is a basic home kit, especially if you have kids. My son, he goes outside. He loves playing in the dirt. He goes outside with, shoes, boots, and he comes back barefoot and his socks are missing. And then he comes back screaming because he got a little pricker stuck on his foot. It just happens. And so having a first aid kit, is definitely going to be beneficial. And some things you could put in there, I highly recommend, I don't know where you live, but in Florida, for sure, I really recommend having, one of these things that sucks out the venom. I've never encountered any a venomous snake to attack me, but I've got stung by wasps and spiders so many times, and this is a huge help because it also decreases the pain when you get to suck out the venom. It helps out big time. So this is, $15, something good to have. Hopefully you never ever have to use it. But if you get bit by some sort of insect, if you got bit by a snake, you call 911, you start pumping, using this thing to pump out the venom. Things may be a lot better for you in the long run. It might the treatment and everything might be a lot easier. And when you're out, you have kids, you're playing, having, especially if you're allergic to something, having an EpiPen, but if you get bit, it is not fun. It really hurts, especially if you have little kids. If you're an adult, you can take the pain, but you have little kids, having something like this in the back of your to-go kit, in your to-go bag, or in your house is definitely going to, make things a lot easier for them. And, think of emergencies. You have kids or even an adult, sadly a lot of people have died from choking. So this is something, I think every home should have. It is a little pricey, but, how much is your life, worth? How much is the people in your life worth if you could, spend something about $100 and save their life? It's a really useful, cool toolkit. Here's another thing. I highly recommend, sometimes you're sick and you could kind of diagnose yourself, check your blood pressure, hear yourself, see what's going on. Last year my son got sick and we took him to the doctors 3 times and they're like, oh, it's just a fever, it's no biggie. And, I knew something was wrong with my son. I was like, this doesn't seem right. Well, I ended up buying one of these. And it kind of measures the oxygen, and his oxygen dropped down to like 80. I mean, he wasn't moving. It dropped down to like 85, And from there, I knew, I'm like, I knew it. I was, not happy that, he was suffering, but I was happy that I figured out what was going on, which, I'm kind of disappointed the doctors didn't do that. So, excuse me. So we rushed him to the emergency room, and we were able to, definitely, save his life on that, which was a huge blessing. And so I highly recommend, having these toolkits. You could listen to them. You could really save your family. Sorry for everything's just popping up. You could definitely save your family from things that's happening. Another thing, what we have is, we like to, if we're going to use medicine, we try to use everything natural, but if we go through medicine, we try to use a clean medicine, and we like Genexa. But one cool thing is, with Genexa, you could buy like a cabinet. So like everything from like, let me see if I could zoom in better, like antacid, tummy relief, if you need a laxative, cold, allergy, kids fever. I mean, they have things for kids, they have things for adults, but you could buy like where it's you get the full package. And this has been a big help for us, especially when our son's gotten sick or we gotten sick, just having things here, because you know what, we always got sick, and our Walmart is the only thing that was open till about 11 o'clock, and the closest other place that's like a 24-hour CVS or Walgreens is about 40 minutes from where we live. When you're sick or you're late at night or you wake up 2 o'clock in the morning, you don't want to go drive out far. So if you have this stuff in hand, you might as well, you could kind of help yourself out. Also, having some vitamins and medicine, like aspirins and anything that you use that, like if you have allergy seasons, like there's some other vitamins I recommend, but your go-to stuff, you don't want to be low in. If you use Pepto, if you have a stomach bug, you have Pepto, you don't want to be without, and you're in the middle of the night and you have to drive far, you may not make it to the store. So having these basic things in your house, from a basic first aid kit into having, something for a venom bite or whatnot, these are huge benefits that every homeowner must have. And you could design it, you could make what it is. If you are buying one of these, take a class, watch videos, learn how to use it, because what's the purpose of having this if you don't know? And especially if you're buying one of these, figure out how to use a tool, because you could save your family's life. Every homeowner should have this. This is a great way to stay safe. Don't think of this as a doomsday, crazy prepping thing. Just think of this as this is an everyday, use. A lot of places should have fire. We have a fire extinguisher near our kitchen. Doesn't mean we're gonna use it all the time, but I'd rather be with it, because by the time I call the fire department, our house could be burnt down already. But if I already have it, I could pull out a fire. It'll make a small mess, but I could put out the fire without having to, burn my whole house down. So same with this. You could really save yourself, save a life, and save a lot of big hassle with having a first aid kit. And on YouTube, trust me, there's tons of videos on about having a first aid kit, especially during hurricane season. When the roads are closed or stores are closed, just having a basic Band-Aid is very beneficial. So thank you for watching. I really like giving away stuff. So on my next, I definitely want to give something about a $250 value. So if you can, please go to my channel, subscribe, like the video, and comment so I know who it is, and I will definitely put you on our next drawing board, so I could select you as one of the winners. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.